Okay, let's walk through the sourdough. This is my active mother for the dough. I am gonna make a new one in this jar, and then I'm gonna take everything that's left from it and put it into here and create a starter. So I'm gonna start by taking a scoop of this, and the actual measurements I'll get to you. It's like 10 grams, so usually 1 spoon is all I can take of it. Yeah, that's at 13. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not always precise. I mean, I'm close, but not exact. That's just, you know me, that's gonna be about right. Then I need 25 flour. We're doing this in grams, which is again about a spoon. Oof, a little more. Yeah. Oh, technically that's 24. See, look, now it's 26. Oh, well. Okay, totally fine. And then we're gonna do 25 grams of water. So this is filtered water. It's what I was drinking. So it's seriously regular water. See? Now it has my germs in it. It's totally fine because it's my family. I already made yours, and I didn't drink out of that one, in case you're worried about it. Okay, so that's that. And I'm gonna stir it around. I'm gonna use the same kind of, quote, dirty spoon, because I'm gonna have to make a starter. I'm gonna use the same one for flour as water. And I don't know if you can get the texture, but it's pretty thick and almost, compared to how it will get later, where it's much more smooth and liquidy, this is almost like a very liquid biscuit dough. This is how that looks to me. See? Okay, I'm gonna leave that on the counter now for anywhere from 2 to 5 hours. I don't like to worry about time and everything else, as you can tell. I'm a little more go with the flow. So what I'd like to do is take a dry erase marker, I can put that right there, and just look where it is on the jar, and then just kind of mark it in one spot. And then when I come back and check, I want it to be about twice that above it. And that's it. And then that stays in my fridge. That stays in my fridge for a whole week because I don't get around to it till the weekend. So this is how I'm doing this. There may be better methods, but I'm giving you this recipe, so I'm showing you this method. So I don't seal the lid. I just leave it kind of on there so there's no drafts going into it. But that sits on my counter now for anywhere from 2 to 5 hours, depending on how warm my kitchen is. Ooh, I can see that not all the flour blended on this one corner. Another benefit to using a glass jar is I can see if I did a bad job. Okay, and I kind of did for a second. Okay, anyways, that's that. All right, next part, bread starter. I'm using this because it has a lid, so sometimes I will pause my process after this is all good and going. Well, that might be my day. If it's 2 to 5 hours and it's already the evening, I don't have time to take the starter, make the loaf and have that rise for another 2 to 5 hours, and then bake it for an hour and then cool it for an hour. So it is not busy work, but a lot of time. So it's best on days when you're around the house, or I just do this in parts. My first day of setting up to bake is doing the mother and the starter. And then my next day is taking the starter out and making the bread dough, which is gonna have salt and olive oil and bread flour. But all of this is just water, all-purpose flour, and just the sourdough starter itself. Okay, so next, this part isn't measured. I just take all that's left and I dump it in. Oh, I should move this so you can see. Like I'm so scientific. See, it's kind of sticky and goopy. At least that's how mine is. Okay, now I will set the scale to make it even. And then I'm going to be using 135 grams of filtered water. Just regular water. I started in here so that I can scrape more of the mother off and also get my dishwashing started because I'm lazy. So, and sometimes it gets kind of dry and hard, so maybe I should turn off the video, but I'm not a real YouTuber, so I'm not even gonna edit this. I'm just gonna talk to you, Faith, because this video is really for you. It's only on YouTube, so you can find it. La la la. Now it looks like pond scum. Perfect. We are only at 120, so we need 135. I'm gonna do it again, but that's not as much. Try to get more. Again, like I said, expediting my washing process. Is this scientific? No. Is this great? No. Oh, now it's a little too much. I'm seriously gonna just pour some back in. Okay. A little too much. If you are more of a perfectionist, you'll get this right the first time. I just don't. Okay. Next, I'm gonna take flour. I'm gonna take it to 120 grams, which is a couple of scoops for sure. Each scoop is around 30, depending on how much. I can grab on my spoon at once. Ooh, we're close. I need one like smaller scoop. There it is, 120. Now I'm gonna stir this around, same way as before, and then just leave it on my counter. Now I do not have skills enough to do this without a scale. So if you don't have a kitchen scale, I didn't before I started doing this because I just wasn't picky enough, even though I have friends that love to cook and they have even given me scales before and they sat in my counter. And then they came to cook for me and it was still in the box. That was strike one. Strike two was when theirs broke and I just gave them back their own scale completely, only used by them at my house. But everybody wins. It was great. And then I knew which one I wanted to buy when I finally, 5 years later, decided it was worth it. Again, I'm just going to not seal it, just set it on top for draft reasons. I also, because it's just a more visual and convenient way for me, is to just kind of mark, find the most flat spot where it was. And that way, because I'm not going to remember, I'm busy. And then just kind of mark it. And that's it. And I'll check back in with this in 2 to 5 hours. This starter, I will do a float test on. That's when you have a cup of water and you take a little bit of the starter and you dump it on top and it floats along like nasty beige algae. And that's a good thing. And that means that it's active and it's bubbly and it's alive and healthy and great. And I will put this in the fridge. I probably won't have time to actually bake today. We'll see. If I do, I'll make another video.